Hey, and welcome back. My name is still Fabian. I'm a former automotive strategy consultant turned digital product manager, and in today's session I'm going to talk about metrics and KPIs, or key performance indicators, in digital product management that are both really important to help measure how our products perform, to track progress towards goals, and inform decision making. So to do that, I'm going to delve into four main areas. Firstly, the understanding of metrics versus KPIs. Where are the differences? What are they? Into different types of metrics and KPIs. Then thirdly, I will be delving into the selection and definition of KPIs that you can use for your digital products. And finally, we will be discussing the measurement and analysis of metrics. So to kick things off with the first bucket, the understanding of metrics versus KPIs. So metrics are really quantifiable measures that help us to understand our products better, to track and assess various aspects of product performance, user behavior, and business outcomes. So they're very kind of specific, measurable aspects like usage time, certain success rates, etc. And then KPIs, key performance indicators, are specific metrics that directly align with strategic objectives, whether program, product, or business objectives, and indicate progress towards goals. So metrics are a way to help us specify what we aim to achieve. So there is, of course, a difference between the two. The emphasis I would like to place is on the importance of selecting KPIs that are relevant, actionable, and aligned with our specific business objectives. There are different types of metrics and KPIs that are commonly being used in digital product management. There are user engagement metrics, so measurable user interactions with product, such as active users, session durations, and retention rates, especially across different customer journeys. There are conversion metrics, so there we would track conversion events such as sign-ups, purchases, or subscriptions. There are revenue metrics that measure the specific revenue impact from product sales, advertisements, or subscriptions, or potentially even specific changes we make to understand their revenue implications. There are customer satisfaction metrics that help us assess user satisfaction and loyalty through metrics like the Net Promoter Score or the Customer Satisfaction Score. So Net Promoter Score, for those that aren't aware, is a way to, for example, in the employee context, measure the happiness of employees within an organization, referred to as Employee Net Promoter Score, ENPS. That's usually based on a survey to understand how satisfied certain user groups, whether employees or product user groups, are in a given environment or with a given product. And then finally, there are operational metrics that help us evaluate the operational efficiency and performance, such as uptime, response time, and error rates, so things that are more technical. And it's really important to find the combination of the right metrics for you that can help you contribute to overall product success. So how do you select and define specific KPIs? First of all, we need to start with our strategic objectives. So we need to align KPIs with overarching business goals, and the product strategy is really cascading our highest priorities downwards. That also helps, by the way, with stakeholder engagement when you can clearly articulate how their priorities are reflected in what you do with your product. We need to focus on measurability, so we need to ensure that KPIs are quantifiable, actionable, and can be tracked over time. We need to keep it simple. This is a typical pitfall where we have 20 KPIs that we want to measure. No, we need to avoid tracking too many KPIs and focus on a few critical indicators that help provide meaningful insights. And they might change over time, but it's critical that it's simple, easy to understand, etc. And we need to set targets and benchmarks. Far too often we see people just tracking certain things because they seem relevant, but we need to clearly articulate what does good mean in our context. So we need to establish targets and benchmarks for each KPI to measure progress and performance. That overall helps us to drive product success. And finally, how do we measure and analyze metrics? So there are different ways to do that effectively. For example, we can use analytics types of tools using platforms such as Google Analytics or combinations of Google Cloud and, for example, BigQuery. We can use Mixpanel or Amplitude to track and analyze relevant metrics. It is important that we establish reporting cadences so that we set up regular reporting intervals to monitor metrics and KPIs over time, whether this is team internal, which might be, for example, operational metrics, and then other metrics, for example, revenue metrics that might be particularly relevant to some of our senior stakeholders. We can conduct deep dive analysis to identify trends, patterns, and correlations in the data to uncover insights and opportunities for improvement. And finally, we need to make sure that we iterate based on insights. It's not enough to just provide insights. We need to change based on it. Otherwise, what's the point? And we can use or should use data-driven insights to perform product decisions, prioritize initiatives, and optimize performance to really make sure that we provide actionable insights and improvements in our digital product management. So to recap, we have emphasized the importance of metrics and KPIs in measuring and optimizing digital product performance, and I would highly encourage you to identify the relevant metrics and KPIs for your specific product and establish clear benchmarks and leverage data-driven insights to drive continuous improvement in your respective environments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.